Hello and welcome back to the Business Growth Club. This is your weekly edition, and in this week's edition we're going to be looking at video marketing campaigns and how you can run different video marketing campaigns in your own business. Now this is the second part of last week's recording. If you remember, last week we looked at how to produce videos and why you would produce videos and the many different styles and the power of video. The fact that you can use video as infomercials, film to camera, voice over PowerPoint and video testimonials, and we showed you how with just a little bit of software and a microphone you could produce your own. Now in the last week so many of you have actually contacted me to say I've produced videos and we have a look at them. First of all, thanks so much for sending me those. I've replied to all of you personally, but it's great to see me giving the advice one week and members actually going away and applying it straight away in the business. You see, that's how you're going to get the absolute most out of your membership. In every recording we do, I give you so many different ideas, and if you can just take one good idea from each recording and apply it, then every year you'll have 52 great ideas going on in your business, growing your business, and that's going to have a dramatic, transformational effect on your profitability. So I hope you'll take some ideas from today's recording and you'll apply those to your business. Now my intention with this recording is to quickly run through lots of different ways that you can use video. Now I don't expect you to use all of them, and a lot of them are quite similar. However, I want you to maybe write down 2, 3 or 4 different ways that you can use video that will work best for your business, so you know there are different activities you can do. Now that you've produced this video, I'm going to give you so many different ways that you can use for video and start profiting in your business. Now the most obvious place to use a video is on your website homepage, and it's still where most businesses use it. Now it's become quite popular to put it on the top right hand corner in a shout out box. This is because you still have your normal graphical header and your navigation bar and most of the text on the page, and your video just sits in the corner and it adds value. It takes more of people's attention, it delivers home your key benefits, it can do stuff that you can't do in the written word, and it just adds value to your website. It won't take anything away from your website, because if people just want to read stuff and navigate, then they'll just pause your video. So it's only ever going to add value, never take anything away. Now you don't need to have it on the right hand side. You can use it anywhere else in your website. Some people use it for data capture. For instance, you could have a sign up for our newsletter, download our free report, sign up for a free trial or a free demo, free information, free meeting, whatever it happens to be. If you've got that type of data capture box, a video will really drive conversion rates and improve your performance in that area. What's becoming more popular as well is to actually have your video taking up most of the top half of the website as what I call the main event. In this format you still have your graphical header and you have your navigation bar, but you have a video playing that takes the place of what the text would normally say, and you communicate it in video format, and that can be very powerful as well. If you've got a good video that you know delivers all of your key messages, then it could become the main event on your website. That's becoming more and more popular. Don't forget you can have one or many or all different styles in one video, and all of these styles will work on your website. Recall what we said last time, that a PowerPoint presentation can work just as well on your website compared to a film to camera or an infomercial or something like this. Now that's your home page, but there's lots of other pages on your website. There's no reason why every single page on your website can't actually have a video on it. In the States, this is becoming more and more popular for every page on a website to have a video. So as I've just said, it adds value. It sits in the corner and it communicates messages. If people don't like it, they pause it, but it will add value to your website. It will increase conversion rates. It will make people stay on your pages for longer. So every page on your website could have a video in this fashion. Now imagine you have an About Us page, which most people have, and you click on it and there's you talking about your business, saying this is me, this is the team, this is what we do. Or on the page where you have testimonials, instead of having written testimonials, you can have some video testimonials. You could have it for any other data capture pages you have. There's so many ways you could powerfully add to every single page on your website. I ask you, when you're going onto people's websites, and if they have a video in the corner, would you be more likely to watch the video, and would you be able to stay on the page for longer and gain more information? Most people find videos are easier to use. That's why videos on websites are so powerful. The other type of page you can use is the lead page. We've talked about these before. The lead page is a website page that has all of the links removed, and it's designed with one purpose in mind: to generate sales leads and sales inquiries. Now I've seen conversion rates double when you use video on lead pages, and there's nothing else in marketing that you can do that can double your response rates. It's quite incredible. You can have a quick, direct, compelling message in your video that shouts out in the corner, and it drives people to it, and it drives people to take action. It's the absolute key driver to your conversion rates. So on your website homepage, on different pages on your website, on your lead pages if you're using them, there's so many ways you can use video to really enhance your website performance. But it's not all about websites, of course. You can use video offline so easily. Now, direct mail is a form of direct contact marketing. It's when you send sales letters, postcards, leaflets, flyers, proposals, all of that information in the post. Sometimes you call it junk mail, but if you know how to do direct mail properly, and we'll be covering that in a few months' time, then you'll see it's not junk mail. It's very, very powerful for businesses. Now, one of the problems with direct mail has always been that you want to give away a lot of information about your company, but you've only got a small space like a letter or a postcard. Now, a video adds an extra dimension because you can send a copy of a video along with your sales letter or postcard or whatever it happens to be, and that can be as long as you possibly want it to be. Another challenge with direct mail is you're only using graphics and words, and that's a very limited medium, whereas video adds so much extra. You can also now heavily micro-niche your videos. Because you know from the recording software we looked at last week, you can have a normal recording that's 5 minutes and just change one slide and have that different. So you could have 4 different target markets, and they have pretty much the same video, but maybe you change the offer, maybe you change the introduction and the conclusion, or maybe you've got an offer for Valentine's Day that's just gone, and you decide to change the offer page to a Valentine's offer. But then it becomes Mother's Day, and you have a Mother's Day offer. And then it's Easter, and you have an Easter offer. You've invested in your video, and you put everything in place, and it's a good video, but you can make it so much more topical. You can have time-limited offers and that sort of stuff. So many different ways that you can use video in that fashion. If you'd like to, you can record personal messages. You can create a video just for one purpose. Now, this is really for people who have expensive tenders. Say you're tendering and proposing for work that might be, say, £25,000. You can put together a personal message to go with the tendering video. Either you can print that onto a proper video, put it on your website, or you can use video to assist in those proposals, and that's very powerful. If it's a high ticket item, then you can use video to convert people and position you in the right sort of way. Now, a tactic that works really well is to use a postcard in your direct mail that gives away information, but then you have some sort of offer or some sort of call to action to take people onto a lead page where there's a video. The video will work to convert them there, and it's an easier ask to say go to our website to watch a video. It's a lot more interesting than just going to look at something on a website. You might have a free sample, a free trial, a special offer for the period. Whatever happens, you can drive that traffic by having a postcard with a link to a video on a lead page. So there's several ways that you can use video to enhance direct mail. With direct mail, response rates will typically be just a couple of %. Adding video can dramatically increase those response rates, just as it can on your website. So you're seeing that video is not a marketing strategy of itself. It's something that adds value to other activities that you're already doing. Now, you'll all be giving presentations at some point about your business. Some of you might not do presentations in terms of seminars or public speaking, but if you give those types of presentations, a video can add a lot of value. Say you're giving a 20-minute seminar somewhere, a video can break it up. It adds an extra dimension. It can communicate complicated messages that you can't really do in the written word or the spoken word. And also, you can show examples Blue Peter fashion. So I'm talking about a particular benefit of working with us and what we can achieve. Now watch my video where you can see a before and after and how that works. You can have your testimonials in that fashion as well, and that works very well. It also adds credibility. I'm going to mention this idea of positioning yourself as a credible organization over all of your competitors a few times in this presentation, because it's so important that you see the value that video can make you look more professional, more credible, more trustworthy. If your competitors aren't using it, but you are, then it positions you as a different type of organization. Con men and fly-by-night type businesses, they don't use video. They don't commit their thoughts to video. They want to get in and make a quick win and rip people off. Because you're a much more professional organization, you can outposition all of those people. The people who are going for very cheap prices and pull you down. You can outposition those by saying we're a proper organization, we produce professional videos, we invest in the sales process, and it just positions you so much more powerfully as the type of business that I want to be doing business with, which is exactly what you want your prospects to be saying. This person might be a little bit more expensive, but they're better. They show me the demonstrations of what they do. They can prove what they do. They've got raving fans in their video testimonials. I think I'll go with these people because they're a lot more professional. They're the type of people I want to be working with. And if you can do that in your business, it's so powerful. And video can achieve that for you. Now, similar to presentations, if you go to events such as trade shows and exhibitions where you're demonstrating what your business can do and you're trying to get leads and gain introductions to people, and video can really help you do that. Traditionally, you'll have a table and you'll have some leaflets on the table and a pull-up banner. That's all well and good. I'd encourage you to do that. But if you had a video playing there, people have found it easier to come over. It's easier for people to spend longer at your table, so it's not quite so awkward. They're just watching a video. And again, if you can capture a really good message, then you can use that so powerfully in that type of event. You could also give them away as promotional ideas and educational videos in exchange for data capture. So say you're an organization that's exhibiting about your loft conversions or your business coaching, you can give people some information about why you'd want a loft conversion or why you'd want business coaching, and people could be able to take those away. So there's so many different ways that you can use it, and as I've said, it positions you as a more credible organization. It's more interesting and it attracts people. If I said to you, you go to a trade event, there's 100 people exhibiting, who do you go and see? Someone's got a video playing, then I think you'd agree you're more likely to go and to see them than just somebody sat behind a table with a few leaflets. It's just not quite as captivating and quite as enticing. Now, you can use videos as gifts in your business, and this works very well. Let's suppose you're a service sector business, maybe you're a business coach, and you can use a video, you produce it on, say, 10 ways to grow your business, or 10 ways that coaching will help your business, and give it away as a free gift to generate inquiries. Or you could use it as a post-sale tactic. Say you're a product business, a retail business, or a trade business. You could produce a video telling people how to get the most out of their purchase. So say they purchase a product, you can give them a video user guide. Or if you've installed some new carpets or some new flooring, you can tell people how to take best care of it so it looks better for longer. After sales care like that works so well because when you go back to people and you ask them for referrals, or people want to use you again in the future, people really remember what you did after the sale. What you do leading up to the sale and what you do to deliver the sale and deliver your service is quite important. But people, to some extent, expect you to be good at salesmanship and expect you to be quite good at your delivery. Now, if you do something after the sale as after sales care, they weren't expecting that. Very few businesses do that, and it's the above and beyond, which positions you as a different type of organization. So when they want to recommend you to their friends, when you ask them for referrals, when they want to use somebody in your sector again in the future, then that after-sales care is very powerful. It says to people that you really care about your customers. And if you do start doing this, you'll see a real impact in your business. People are so grateful when you go that extra mile, and doing gifts in this fashion can help you to do that. Now, sales conversion refers to when you're sat in front of a prospect, and most of you will be doing it face-to-face. I know some of you sell on the telephone, but if you're doing it face-to-face in a meeting, then you want to increase the number of people you convert from interested prospects to paying customers. You can use videos to really help you in this. Imagine you've got a sales pitch that you give for 5 or 10 minutes that you know works really powerfully. Now, you can record your best ever recording in a video of that and use it strategically at the right timing during the meeting. So you've got your best possible message that you know works, and you record it as a condensed recording that you use at the right time in the meeting. You know how powerful that would be. You can also use demonstration examples. There might be products that you've got that you can't possibly show them in a meeting how it would work, but you can have a video giving you demos and examples. Your testimonials you can use. I've often referred to testimonials being used on your website or as part of your promotional videos to generate inquiries. But for some businesses, it's actually more important to use testimonials for the people like me factor. And that's when people watch a video of people like them and they say if it worked for them, it will work for me. Sometimes using your testimonials at that phase of a sales conversion. For my own business, I actually find that credibility isn't my #1 sticking point when it comes to people trying to set up appointments with me. It might be because I've read one of my reports, watched one of my videos, read one of my books, been to one of my events, or had a personal introduction. So trust is already quite high. So I'd rather use written testimonials, which aren't quite as impactful, but still mind-theme them, up to the point when we have sales conversion. Then I will use the powerful video testimonials of people just like them and how it's worked for them. because if you can only really use the power of video testimonials once, and I find it's better to convert people in a sales meeting. So if you're a business that's your category, and actually trust isn't your number one issue, but it's important, then I would use testimonials as sales conversion. Now, it's pretty obvious that you can use videos on YouTube. You all know what YouTube is, www.youtube.com. There's a zillion videos on there. I talked last week about how you can use YouTube for hosting, but a lot of people don't actually have a dedicated YouTube business channel. Now, if you don't know how to set one of those up, then email me and I'll send you a separate recording. But it's really easy, so easy to put your videos on there. And it's an extra dimension, it's an extra shop window for your business. And I'm surprised how many businesses have a promotional video produced, maybe they've sent it to their web designer and not hosted it by YouTube, and it's not on YouTube. It should be on YouTube. You've got nothing to lose and you've got a lot to gain. If you tag your video properly, for search terms people are using, then you can get a great many hits to your video. Now, what I mean by tagging is when you're uploading the video, there's an option to enter a tag. So it might be how to grow your business if you're that business coach, or it might be loft conversion specialist if you're that loft converting builder. Now, you use that to tag your videos, so when people type into YouTube something that relates to those search terms, your video comes up. Now, it's called video SEO. I don't want to go into too much detail about it here because we'll cover it in the future, but it's a very powerful strategy, and there are some businesses that have common search terms that people use into YouTube, and it's very powerful. Increasingly people, particularly younger people, are using YouTube like you used to use Google. You know, 20 years ago you'd look something up in a book. 10 years ago you'd type it into Google. Now a lot of people are actually typing it into YouTube because they'd rather find their information in video format because they find it more interesting, more digestible, and more practical. So if you can position your business so that your videos are coming up when people type in key search phrases, then that can be just as powerful as dominating Google for your key search terms. Now, if you're blogging or if you're doing email marketing, you can use videos to spice stuff up and add an extra dimension. If your blog posts are getting a bit boring, it's just posting after posting after posting, but you've got some interested followers, then you can spice it up a bit by adding a video, or you can do a special video that people have to enter their details so you can see who's really interested to who's just browsing your blog. Or, in email marketing, this is a very intelligent strategy. You can use it to differentiate the people who are on your list and reading your emails and are very interested, or people who are just opening them, having a quick skim and getting rid of them. On your email software, you'll know who's opening it, and you'll know how many times they've opened it. But you don't know if they've opened it and had a very cursory look, or if they've read every word and believe it's amazing. Now, one way you can find out who those people who find you're amazing are is by using a link to a video. So you might have a bit of information in your email, and you say, find out more in this video, and you have a HTML link. Now, people will click on that, and they'll go over to your website. They've metaphorically raised their arm and said, I am your hottest prospect. I'm the person who's most interested. That means that you can target more marketing at those people because they've put the green light on. They've said, I'm very interested. So you might send them people more personalized emails. You might send them more offers. You might decide to communicate with them offline if you've got their information. Essentially, you know they're your hot prospects, so you can do more for them. For a lot of people, they're using blogs and email marketing as a way of conveying how-to information, practical, useful information about your area of expertise. You know that's a great way to leading into sales and people knowing that you're the right people in the area to go to for your area of expertise. Now, for a lot of people, they find a video is easier to produce for how-to content than a written article. So if you want to do that as an alternative to writing your blog posts or your emails, then there's no reason why you shouldn't. Okay, so there's so many different ways that you can use videos to promote your business. I've deliberately given you more ideas than I know you can ever use because I want to show you there's so many applications and I'd like you to pick the best ones for your business and get using them. Now, how do you know which would be the number 1, number 2, number 3 video ideas for your business? Well, I'm going to help you by giving you a couple of examples of what I would say would be the priorities for common businesses. We often use the example of the builder that does loft conversions and the business coach that helps new businesses because so many of you can associate and resonate with those types of examples. So if you were that builder, I would say your priorities would be to use a video on your website and during your sales appointments that you have with people, and definitely leave a copy for people to watch along with your proposal and the quotation that you put in for the work. If you can produce a video that has a meet the team, this is what we're all about, this is the people who will be doing the work, you have some before and after, so some filming of Mrs. Smith's house before you did the loft conversion and after, and you have Mrs. Smith and other people you've done work with saying, this is how wonderful you are and we're happy customers and we can happily recommend you. What's that going to do to your sales conversion? Is that going to make people more likely to contact you via your website? And is that going to make people more likely to sign up and trust you and appoint you as the person to do the work? Imagine you're appointing someone to do a loft conversion, and you've seen the team, you've got a trust factor, you've seen before and afters, and you've got the social proof. And is that the sort of person you want to be coming into your home, your most precious asset, and spending, I don't know, 10, 15, 20,000 pounds with them? I think you'll agree that that's the sort of organisation you would trust over the other builders in the area. And if that builder was a bit more expensive, then maybe you'd say it's because they're a more credible supplier. I know I can trust them. I know that they're a different type of organisation. You know, I mentioned earlier about the positioning and how important that is. A video can make you look credible and professional. Now, this is so important for trade industries and for retail industries. People have that trust factor, and a video could transform your sales conversion. So if you're that type of business, that's what I would be doing as my A1 priority. If I was the business coach, if I was a service sector business, I'd actually say data capture on your website is your A1 priority. You want to build a list of people who are interested and in the area for your service, your area of expertise. So I'd use video to drive data capture on your website. You're probably doing direct mail, or you're sending out proposals in the post, and I'd use your promotional videos to assist that and to add value to the direct mail. You're probably also doing blogging and email marketing. If you're not, you probably should be doing, and I'd use those tactics I talked about a few moments ago. And I'd also use it as testimonials, so you have the people like you factor. When people are watching the testimonials, they'll say, this person's like me. I can see that if it's worked for them, it will work for me. So that's, if I was a service sector business, how I'd be using videos as my A1 priority. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this week's recording. I hope it's been useful, and I hope you're inspired to say, I've got these videos, and there's so many ways I can use it, and I'm going to go out and do video marketing campaigns for my business. I know they're going to be so powerful for you. Don't forget, when you're producing your videos, which you can now do professionally, easily, and cost effectively, that it's important to stress your core marketing messages. Your video needs to be just as good as your sales letters or your website copy. So those 5 key messages I always talk about, your USP, your benefits, your offer, your social proof, and your call to action. Make sure your video is like that. Don't get carried away with producing these masterpieces of videography, but actually you're not having a sales piece, you're having an informational piece. Make sure you're still true to those sales messages. So I hope this recording has been useful. You'll get another recording with another business growth strategy like this in a week's time. So between now and then, have a great time in business. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.